last point that I wanted to impart to you guys on why it's important to invest, and I really feel important about this next one is, guys, do not be a slave to a bank for longer than you need to, okay? Do not be a slave to a bank for longer than you need to. And we all do it. Guys, show of hands, and I'm raising my hand too. How many people have credit card debt, student loan debt, or a mortgage? Good number of people, right? This is like probably about 85 to 90% of the people. I have mortgage debt. Up until 6 months ago, I had a lot of student loan debt, okay? So the banks are going to be more than happy to walk into your lives in a nice suit, put on a beautiful smile, and say, guys, don't worry. Go get that advanced degree. We'll fund you. Go buy that $400,000 house. We got you. You know, you don't have enough money for your credit card? Well, you can leverage it. You can afford to spend X plus Y, even though you can only really afford X. We'll take care of you, right? That's what bankers are going to do to you guys. They're going to make you basically a financial slave. That's just how it is. That's how the American economy works. We get put into debt, and we try and crawl our way out of that debt, okay? So try not to be a slave to a bank for longer than you have to, guys. And diligent investing, which I'm going to explain a little later on how we're going to diligently invest, is going to help you to get out of that. It's going to help you crush your debt, okay? And that's the main focus of this, is investing in stocks to crush your debt and build your own net worth. We've given enough money to banks. It's time for you guys to keep that wealth with you, okay? I'm going to teach you guys how to do that, all right? So let's move along to how we're going to pick out companies for the long haul, okay? And I have an interesting exercise for us to do, okay? So what we're going to do is, all of us, we're going to go around the room, just introduce yourselves. I'm going to impart on you guys a two-step framework, okay? So we're going to pick out 2 stocks. Each and every person is going to give you 2 stocks, okay? And those stocks are going to follow this criteria, all right? So write this down real quick. Forgive my chicken scratch, guys. I'm a terrible I'm a pretty messy writer, so. Yeah, that's some awful handwriting right there, but I'll explain this. So the first part of this framework is I pick stock blank because it is Planet Earth's method of fill in the blank, okay? Basically what I'm asking is, it services the largest demographic and psychographic reach, guys. Now, what do I mean by demographics? I mean age range, right? 0 to 18 is an age demographic. 18 to 34 is an age demographic, right? 34 to, I think, 45 is the next, so on and so forth. Or the largest psychographic reach. What do I mean by psychographics, guys? Lifestyle and outlook, meaning your 20-year-old college kid has a different psychographic than your 77-year-old retiree, right? They're in 2 different stages of their lives, okay? So that's the first part of this framework. The second part is it can answer one of these 2, either part A or part B. Part B of this framework is a disruptor / game changer, okay? It doesn't necessarily service the widest number of people, but it's disrupting some area of our lives, right? Some very, very important area that is going to change our lives for the better, all right? So now what we're going to do is, so I'd like everybody to just, take 30 seconds to a minute, try and come up with 2 stocks for me. One that answers A and one that answers B. And if you can only do one, then that's fine. Try and do one that maybe even encompasses them both. That's a real winner. All right, does this make sense to everybody?
No.
Everybody understands?
Not even a little.
Okay.
Can you give an example?
Okay, yeah, sure. All right, so I'm going to give an example. Okay, so the stock that I picked stock Visa, ticker symbol V, because it's Planet Earth's method of cashless payments, right? Doesn't matter if you're Manhattan or Mumbai, people are using Visa to make payments, cashless payments, okay? So it services the widest demographic and psychographic reach. Guys, how is that? Because your 20-year-old college kid is probably using his Visa card the same way a 77-year-old retiree is using their Visa card, right? To make everyday payments and get cash back for flights and everything else that they want to use, okay? Right, so Visa, I think, services the widest number of people, okay? That's what you're asking. What stock services the widest number of people? Or what's a disruptor / game changer? Okay, so here's an example of a disruptor. Netflix, right? Guys, we use it every day. Everybody wants to go home to their loved one and Netflix and chill, and that's great. That's a disruptor, right? What did it do? It changed the game, right? VHS, DVD, Laserdisc, even Blu-ray, they're all now pretty much outdated. Netflix literally flipped the whole system, okay? So that's what I mean when I say it's a game changer. All right, everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
A little less complicated? Yeah? Okay, all right. I'll help walk you guys through this. If you guys can't think of one, don't worry. We can do recommendations of together, okay? So, so services the most number of people or is a game changer? All right? Lupita, you want to go first?
Yes.
You're in the hot seat.
So I picked up Uber
Okay?
because it is planet Earth's method of transportation.
Absolutely. Excellent. Yeah, Uber's a great company.
And it's also a disruptor, game changer for the cities that have very high taxi fees.
Absolutely. That's excellent. So Lupita, guys, gave us a stock that services both, and that's a winner, right? Guys, everybody uses Uber. You know, Uber's even getting into freight. They're getting into transporting goods, not even just people. They're into food delivery. I mean, I personally think they're going to end up being a transportation conglomerate. I think today it's ride sharing, tomorrow it's food delivery, it's goods. Like the sky's the limit. Uber even has, I don't know if you guys know about this, but they have a contract with NASA to develop air taxis to even send people to different places. That's a game changer. That's a company that you want to be in for the long haul. Same thing with Lyft. I know some people here are probably pro Lyft. Another great game changer that services both of these frameworks. Good job, Luke's. Henry, you're up.
So my disruptor was Lyft, actually.
Okay. All right.
And for me, Lyft, I believe in it because when you listen to the founder of that company speak, who happens to be from LA,
Yeah.
he talks about wanting to completely change the car ownership model. And that to me is what is interesting.
Excellent.
That's a long-range plan, but
Agreed?
very,
Yeah.
very cool idea.
Both
And-
great companies.
And then for A, I would go with Microsoft.
Absolutely.
They're,
Yep.
yeah, behemoth software provider, and I think they have a huge reach across the entire globe.
Absolutely. Right, guys? Microsoft is everywhere you look. Just look on your screen. You'll see the Microsoft logo more often than not. Right, guys? You walk down Times Square, you'll see Microsoft billboards on those electronic billboards touting Microsoft products, right? Guys, some of these companies we're going to pick out, they're everywhere you look, especially in a city like Manhattan. They're everywhere you turn. Good job, Henry. Hi.
Is it me?
Yes.
Okay, I would pick the Real Real.
Okay.
Which one?
The Real Rail?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is the
Interesting.
largest demographic, as far as the demographic and psychographic reach.
Mhm.
It's the largest in the developing planet.
Okay.
And it's also disruptive because it's changing the way that people purchase luxury.
Changing the way people purchase luxury goods. Excellent. Real Rail. Okay. Hi.
Hi. Okay. So I was thinking, okay. I wanted to go with Apple.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great company.
For Microsoft, so I wanted to
No,
go
that's
with-
fine. That's fine. There's many game changers.
Right, and then also Tesla as well.
Excellent. Both great. So, you know, you guys are going to see in the investing world, there's notable duopolies, okay, like Apple and Microsoft, Uber and Lyft. That's totally fine. Both of those are great companies. Both service, well, okay, let me start by saying this. Apple's great. It's a disruptor and services the widest number of people, right? Apple's put a computer right in everybody's pocket. It's put a computer on everybody's wrist, right? You know, we have tablets. We have, I mean, they're getting into car play and technology. It's great. Tesla, that's a great example, guys, because Tesla does not service the widest demographic and psychographic reach, right? A lot of people can't afford to buy Teslas, guys. They're expensive vehicles, plain and simple. I get that. But it is an economic disruptor, right? Guys, they say Tesla's technology is actually currently 5 years ahead of everybody else's. That they're actually the #2 largest automotive manufacturer by market cap now. It's pretty amazing.
Who's number
Right.
one?
I believe it's still Ford. I think they overtook Volkswagen AG, so I believe it's either Volkswagen AG or Ford. But Tesla's now #2, believe it or not, and that's pretty impressive. Yes. Okay, next. Hi.
I would say Amazon.
Okay, Amazon, yeah, that's a disruptor and services the widest demographic.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Everything.
Excellent pick. It's everywhere you go. Amazon's even getting into the pharmaceutical business. They want to now distribute all your drugs for you. Excellent.
In that case, also jump to Capsule.
Yes.
Capsule 2
I don't know
Mm.
how long it will last, because I don't know how they're making money, but
Mhm.
it's pretty amazing as a firm.
Yep,
Absolutely.
yeah. Great. Hi, how about you?
Hi. I'm probably the worst person to ask this question of.
No problem.
Because
That's why you're here.
the only information that I have on stocks is what I get from my annuity. And
Okay.
I didn't have a 401k, I have an
Mhm.
annuity.
Okay.
So I have, how do I put this? I'm sorry. I have different genres,
Mhm.
basically, that I can put my money into through my annuity. Whether they're mid-cap or high-cap stocks, but I don't have any particular bead on the pulse of which particular stocks are better for my annuity
No problem.
than say the general mid-cap or the general high-cap, or the Vanguard accounts that I
Okay,
currently
that's a
have.
good company to use. Don't worry, just listen along, remember, just the company that picks that services the most number of people. You'll hear everybody mentioning it, and no
Sure.
problem.
I don't ever hear particular companies.
Mhm.
I only see, the S&P 500
Okay,
mid cap, or the S&P 500 high cap, or the Vanguard
gotcha.
accounts.
Okay.
There is no particular place in my current retirement package where there is a delineation of which stocks have been picked.
Right, they're all baked into funds. If you
Yes.
open up those funds, you'll see all the stocks that all those Vanguard funds have actually put you into. Yeah, and Vanguard's a great company. They have very, very, very low in fees. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna actually have to move on. I actually wanted to get to every single one of you here. I didn't anticipate this crowd being this big, but that's great. But basically, the main takeaway from this framework is that these winners are all around you. Okay, guys, like I said earlier. Okay. You carry them in your wallets, right, with the Visa card, the MasterCard. You see them on billboards walking up and down Fifth Avenue. You see them in print ads and magazines. They're all over. They're everywhere you turn. They're on your phone. They're everywhere you look, okay? They're everywhere you look. So we partake in these on a daily basis, right? And like I said, everybody goes home, they Netflix, and they chill. Why don't you buy Netflix instead of watching all the programming content, right? So the main thing to take away from this also is, ask yourself, where are we going, guys? Become a futurist, okay? You hear a lot of famous historians talk about the past. You don't hear a lot of futurists, okay? The way to win at the stock market game is be a futurist. Ask yourself where we're going, guys. We're on the precipice of a lot of great stuff, right? Autonomous vehicles, gene therapy, nanotechnology, 3D printing. The list is endless. I can go on and on, okay? So how do we find these companies? Well, I have a couple of sources that I like to use. CNBC.com, guys, is a great source. It's very, very easy to use. It doesn't bog you down with a lot of financial jargon. It's great. I also, I'm an avid Wall Street Journal reader, okay? Now, the Wall Street Journal can get a little dry, not gonna lie. It gets a little dry, but it's a great source of knowledge, guys. And last but not least, how many people here have Facebook accounts? Okay, believe it or not, guys, Facebook. Great, great, great source. You can literally tailor your Facebook page now to be a fantastic news source to learn whatever you want. So I'm a big movie guy. I get updates on the latest movies, and of course, as you guys know, I'm a stock market nut. So I get articles in from Money Magazine, WallStreetJournal.com, The Economist, and there is a whole wealth of information. As a matter of fact, I'd like to share with you guys. Check this out. So this just hit my Facebook feed yesterday. So Poland unveils glow-in-the-dark bicycle pad that is charged by the sun. That's kind of cool. You guys saw this? Did you see this? Yeah. Right, guys? So you can literally change your Facebook page to have it show you insightful articles just like this, which will help you guys invest. All right? They literally feed you the appropriate knowledge that you need to make these decisions. Check this out, Wall Street Journal. Tech that'll change your life in 2020. So there's opportunities all around you guys, okay, to pick out good companies. They're everywhere that you look. All right? Now next, what I want to do is I want to show you guys a great tool to monitor all these stocks, okay? So This is, so everybody here have an iPhone, or most people here have iPhones, some? No? Okay, so I need everybody to break out your phones if you have an iPhone. If you don't, break out any kind of stock app you can, or just listen on, don't worry about it. So I'd like to show you guys something great. Okay, so I picked Visa, right? So I want to show you guys some great information. Okay, I hope this loads up. Okay, good, it does load up. So this is a really great, simple tool for you guys to use to monitor all your stocks, okay? And even read up on them. I'm gonna go through this pretty quick. So this is how Visa's grown, okay? So you can put your finger here, you can put 2 fingers here, and you can chart and see how your money moves as you invested in the stock, okay? It also, so I have this on all so you can see how it's grown, but you can look at a 1 month if you wanted to. Oh, see, is this working? There you go, that's your 1 month. And here's your all, okay? So it's a great, great, great tool. It'll also give you financial statistics down here at the high, low, the dividend payout, the yield, that's an important one, earnings per shares. But the beauty of this is that all the articles that pertain to the company of your choice are listed right underneath. So you don't have to go searching through newspapers. You don't have to do any kind of Google searches on anything like that. It's all right here. So you can read up on Visa right here.
What app is
You
that?
know,
What is that?
so it's called this. So it's this app right here. Check this out. It's that one right there. It's the Stocks app. It's a great, great, great tool, guys. I look at
That's the
yes.
Apple stock app?
That's the Apple Stock app.
You
Yeah.
can purchase stocks through that?
No, you can't purchase stocks through it. Yeah, this is a tool to view and monitor them.
Comes on your
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah, it comes with your phone. It's already pre-installed. You guys already
You
have
can
it.
add your
Yeah,
own stocks to
absolutely.
it.
Yep, absolutely. And guys, for all you Android users, there's also stock watch apps on the Android that you guys can do. So what I was going to have you do is actually plug in the stocks that you guys chose into the app and just get a feel for it. You guys can do that later. But it's an excellent, excellent tool, okay, that you guys can use to monitor everything. All right, so moving right along.
How do you buy stocks?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no, sure, no problem. How do you buy stocks? Excellent question. So remember I told you guys how easy it is to actually buy them? You open up what's known as a brokerage account, okay? You can do a TD Ameritrade account, you can do a Fidelity account, and you fund that account the same way you guys opened up a checking account or a savings account. You move the money over, and then literally after a couple of clicks of the mouse button, you can buy stock. You literally do a buy or sell. You enter in the order number, like however many shares you want, make sure that you have the funds in there, and then just hit submit, and the stock buys. It's literally just that simple, and your order gets placed literally in a few seconds. Yeah, it's a really neat thing, guys. The internet has made this so easy to do. Back in the day, you had to call your broker had to punch a ticket in, put that in. It would take about a few days for it to go through, and then you have your stock. Now it's 1, 2, 3 right on the internet. Okay? So
It's not like
excellent.
E-Trade?
Excellent question.
That's not E-Trade?
E-Trade is a good one too, yeah.
Okay.
And that's another brokerage account that you can use. There's E-Trade, there's TD on Ameritrade, there's Thinkorswim, Charles Schwab is one. And so you guys have probably all heard of this company, Robinhood, right? So Robinhood has now made commission-free trading. And now, commission-free trading, yeah. Meaning that a lot of these companies, they used to charge you a $7 flat fee to buy the stock, and then $7 to sell the stock. Robinhood doesn't charge you anything, and now because of that, all these companies, they all waive their fees. So now it doesn't cost anything for you to actually invest. All right, so that's great. So that's savings in your pocket. So, well, the reason is that they want to stay competitive with Robinhood. Robinhood seems to be the millennial choice for investing. So they have to either adapt or die, right? They're going to get crushed by Robinhood. They're going to see a lot of people move their brokerage accounts from a TD Ameritrade over to a Robinhood, right? Why would you invest if it's free?
When did
Right.
that change? Why did that change?
Why did that change?
When-
Well,
when did it change?
oh, when did it change? Well, the Robinhood business, yeah, I think that was a few months ago that
I was gonna say,
all,
recent.
like, yeah, it was pretty recent that, it's not recent that Robinhood offered free trades. They always did that. But it's recent that all these other brokerage accounts had decided, hey guys, you know what? We're gonna waive this or we're gonna crush by Robinhood. That's another game changer, you know? All right? Okay. Yes? Acorn. So, okay, is that the app where you buy something for $4.50, it rounds it up to the nearest dollar, so it'll put 50 cents in a brokerage account? Okay, that's great. That's great to start, but you gotta get more aggressive than that. right? 50 cents isn't gonna change in your life, and periodically, all of that, right, reinvested. You need to diligently set money aside to invest in the stock market. Acorns is a great way to start. I'm not trying to knock Acorns.
Yeah, a good thing about Acorns, a good thing about Acorns is that if, when you're starting out, you're a little bit nervous about which stocks to pick and you want to lose money when you're just starting out, Acorns, they offer you an option to pick a portfolio. They basically choose your stocks for you, and also bonds. It's a portfolio of different investments. Yeah, so they essentially choose a portfolio for you based on your age or whatever risk you're willing to take on, and then however much money you put in, that's what they invest. So it's pretty easy.
Okay, but I know a couple people who have not been able to pull their money out of Acorns.
Out of Acorns? Oh, really? So it stays there investment for you?
Interesting.
Okay, yeah. I've never used the app personally.
It takes longer,
Because I just didn't want to.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
should only do that.
Okay.
I downloaded it, but I haven't been able to work it.
Right. Well, guys, so understand, similar to what Henry mentioned is that, okay, so we've mentioned in this framework, we've mentioned what's known as single stock exposure, okay? We picked out individual companies. Don't forget, you can also invest in what are known as index funds, ETFs, or mutual funds, all right? And what they do is they invest you into a basket of stocks, all right, to minimize your risk. So if you're unsure if you want to buy some Apple, because you're afraid, oh, maybe it might go down, well, you can invest in a basket of stocks. So you can invest in a technology ETF that invests you into Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Facebook, and, you know, Twitter, if that's what you like.
So,
Yes.
you know, as a recipient of those basket stocks, how do I
Yes.
tell which of the optional funds are the right ones for me, as opposed to which ones are just completely worthless? Because when I look at, I have a Mass Mutual account
Okay.
that has, through which my annuity is transferred through a variety of stocks. One of which is the Vanguard account.
Okay.
There are a couple more aggressive stocks.
Mhm.
There's the S&P 500. I don't know what exactly my money is doing.
Or in, yeah, you don't know what's in them,
In
is that
any
what
of
you're trying to tell me?
those indexes,
okay.
I just know that I say, here is 1% of my annuity, go and do what you will.
Right, okay.
I would like to know a little bit more about what exactly my money is doing.
Yep, excellent question. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to go on Morningstar, you need to enter in those funds. And
What is
those,
Morningstar?
okay, so Morningstar is a website that it makes your reports for stocks. It'll value stocks for you in a buy, a sell, or a hold. Okay.
Will it work with Mass Mutual? With
Well, okay, so Morningstar is just a website.
Okay.
It's a tool that you can use. Like you could go on CNBC to research stocks or WallStreetJournal.com. It's a website, okay? So what that allows you to do is it'll allow you to put in the ticker symbol of that fund, that Vanguard fund, or that S&P 500 fund, whatever it is, and you'll be able to open up the fund and see the individual stocks that you're invested in and at what percentage each stock is. All right, so you just got to do a little more digging into that, right?
Yeah.
Because you bought a basket of stocks, and that's great. That's great in diversity.
Yeah, I mean, my, the base annuity that my union works for is it's a Vanguard basket of stocks, and
Yep.
it is fairly conservative.
It's a mutual fund. Yeah.
It is a mutual fund.
Yep.
There are different options that I can take that are available to me through the Mass Mutual website. It's just determining which of those options are things that I actually want to do versus things that are, you know, maybe good for the short term, maybe not good for the long term, but maybe
Okay.
good for the long term, maybe not good for the short term. I don't know which is which at this point. And I'm at a position which I am more looking for the long-term stocks and the long-term viability of my money, and whether it's going to be, whether it will be useful to me to enter into one of the more aggressive stocks versus one of the more conservative stocks.
Okay, right. Well, don't forget, you're investing into mutual funds, right? So you really shouldn't talk stock because you're buying a basket, you're buying a whole bunch of stocks with those funds,
Right.
right? So that'll kind of rebalance out your portfolio and make it kind of average out, right? So you probably have some aggressive funds in there, you have some not so aggressive funds. You have some large cap stocks in there, probably some small cap and mid cap stocks. So you probably span the whole gamut. And for retirement income, that's great. It's well diversified. So that's good. And like I said, Morningstar will help you out a lot. You'll be able to go into each one of those funds and open up, and you'll be able to see, oh, I'm invested in this, 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 and this at each percentage.
I'll take a look at that,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah, absolutely. All right, did you have a question?
Comment is that for me, I think it's really important to go into these and find out what these funds are because I'm interested in socially responsible funds. And
Okay, yeah.
my idea of socially responsible and other people's idea of socially responsible really
Is different.
And so
Right.
you really have to dig, or you have to go into the single stocks and buy something that you're passionate about,
Yeah.
that you believe in, and
Absolutely.
that even if it isn't on every single block in New York City, it is going to be a game changer.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
for me, I would invest in like new meat kind of funds because I think that they're just.
You mean
they're
like
going through the
plant-based
roof.
meats, like
Yes.
Beyond Meat,
Yeah.
Impossible? Yeah, Beyond Meat's another game changer.
And it's a game
Right here.
changer, and it's good for the planet, and it's good for making money, and it's good for everybody, the
Absolutely.
planet and ourselves.
Yep. So all those stocks that we mentioned, like I said, guys, will fit one of these two frameworks, where, right? Beyond Meat fits, actually, it fits both of them.
Fits both.
Right?
Yes.
It fits the widest demographic and psychographic reach, and it's a game changer, right? Plant-based meats, right? And that's another one. Okay, so I'd like to move on to what are some of the benefits of actually owning a stock? Well, like I said earlier, it's the ability to get out of debt by smashing chunks of it, okay? And you do that by compounding gains, right? You're reinvesting your dividends to create and make you even more money, all right? You're helping the economy out also by putting money back into the economy, which is making these products that we use every day. So that will also help shift your mindset, guys, into a very important mindset for wealth building in general, and that's being a producer rather than a consumer, right? Think about it, guys. We're taught to consume every day, right? Every ad on TV says what? Consume, right? You see an Apple ad for the new phone. Go out and buy the new iPhone 10 or iPhone 11. Go out and buy the new iWatch. Nobody ever tells you on these commercials, hey, go out and buy the stock, right? You notice, guys, no one will ever tell you, go out and buy Apple stock. They'll be like, go out and buy the products, you know? So switch your frame of mind, guys, and this will generate wealth. Switch your frame of mind to be that of a producer rather than a consumer, right? Sell something or buy into someone who's selling something rather than consume, right? Because that's what American mainstream media wants you guys to do, right? They want you guys to consume all these goods, okay? So it's just a good framework to incorporate into your lives. So how to really build wealth and maximize the return. Warren Buffett has a great quote. He says, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. And what do I mean by that, guys? Who's the impatient, right? You see a stock going up, so stock is going up, people see it, they'll buy it, right? And then they'll slowly start to dip, they're like, oh my God, we gotta get out, it's dipping, abandon ship, let's go, okay? That's the impatient, okay? The patient are the people who will buy and hold forever and or until they need the money. And those are the people who will really make it big in the stock market, okay? You have to hold forever or until you need the money. If the market drops, hi, yes.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
you,
it's no
but
problem.
What about like stock, like the pot stock? When like.
Cannabis stocks?
Crazy,
Mhm.
and now it's like a zero.
And now they just went to zero,
How do
yeah.
you distinguish how you buy?
Stay with it.
I was actually thinking about that on the way here. Okay, so now, this is just me personally. I'm not a fan of cannabis stocks. I don't believe that that's the answer to, I believe in holistic medicine, don't get me wrong. I believe in marijuana usage for certain
Just make
things.
that as one of the.
Okay, yeah, just like one of the
example.
industries, yeah.
But as a stock guy, you never bought any tillery, anything? You didn't buy
No
anything,
till right,
not from the
yeah.
beginning?
Me, no. Personally, I stayed away from that. I'm the son of a pharmacist.
Yeah, but it's a matter of the values, I'm sorry, it's
Yeah.
a matter of values. I
That's
believe
what-
in the pot stock.
Yeah, absolutely, and
Otherwise-
That's totally fine, yeah. So, you know, guys, any industry, when it's a new burgeoning industry, it's hard to tell right now, right? All of a sudden, everybody's in on it, and then one day it crashes, right? All of a sudden, everybody wants to buy Bitcoin, then what happens? Then it crashes, and then it comes back up, exactly. Yeah, right? So right now, sorry?
WeWork.
Yeah, WeWork, same thing, right? So right now, guys, this technology is still so new that it's hard to tell where it's gonna go, right? Something like that, see now, once again, fit it to the framework. Does it service the most number of people? I personally don't think that marijuana right now does. I don't think it services the widest demographic or psychographic reach.
But you feel like a WeWork would?
Well, not necessarily WeWork. I mean, you know, I feel like a company like Virgin Galactic would. That's a game changer, right? I feel like a company like MasterCard would, because
Wait, you would say Virgin Galactic over marijuana stocks?
Well, so for game changers, right now, so you're thinking
I
about.
was talking about A. I was talking about A.
You're talking,
like
no,
space
so
travel
Virgin
versus
Galactic is a game
marijuana.
changer. I would say for widest demographic, psychographic reach, right? Hypersonic flights are for, you know, 20-year-olds are not taking hypersonic flights, right? A 20-year-old doesn't need to go from New York to Tokyo in 4 hours, right? Picture a 40-year-old.
Battery technology?
Sorry?
Battery technology, because
Yeah.
we use it in all our devices. Is there a
Absolutely,
particular
battery
company-
technology.
I know Tesla's kind of getting involved with that.
absolutely.
And Dyson,
That's a great one.
but what about other companies that might?
Yep.
Yeah.
Battery technology fits both of these frameworks. Not only is it a game changer and an economic disruptor, right? It's going to disrupt the automobile and manufacturing industries, but it will also service the widest demographic and psychographic reach because it's going to go into cars, it's going to go into laptops, it's going to go into, you know, autonomous vehicles, and machinery is going to get automated. So the possibilities are endless for battery technology, especially clean battery technology.
Probably not
Yeah.
like a glamorous thing, but utility stocks, which you're opinion on that? Like
Yeah.
Con Edison, just everyone needs electricity.
So everybody needs electricity, absolutely, yeah, right, that services part A, right? So yeah, then you have to just do your own due diligence and find out which one of those is the best, right? You guys saw, unfortunately, what happened to GE, right? Once a high-flying stock, it went straight down, right? So, okay, so where was I? Moving right along. So if the market drops, let's talk about what happens if the market drops, guys, okay? Now this is where you could really, really build wealth. If the market drops, don't worry, because investments on average, the stock market returns on average 8%, and that's adjusted for inflation and crises like the Great Depression and the subprime crisis, okay? So what do we want to do? That's our opportunity to buy more, guys. Use that as an opportunity. Don't run out. Warren Buffett said it best, you buy when there's blood in the streets, even when the blood is your own, right? So you see your own stock going down, pick up some more if you really believe in that company, right? Buy when there's blood in the streets. That is the best time for you to take advantage of this, guys, all right? Because you don't want to buy it when it's on its way up. You want to buy it when it's dropped, okay? So a great example to show you guys real quick. So let's look at Pfizer. Everybody is familiar with Pfizer, right? Pfizer, major drug company,
Yeah.
all right? Okay, so, make this quick. So this is a great way for me to illustrate exactly what I'm saying. Okay, guys, so, oop, I think I just lost it, hold on. Okay, so here we go. So this is Pfizer, okay? So since 1972 when it IPO'd, this is how Pfizer's grown, okay guys? Can you guys see? I'm hoping this is big enough so that everybody can see here, okay? So we hit the new millennium, it did well. You see it start to drop here, guys. Now, who can tell me what happened here? This is about 2008. Subprime crisis, exactly, right? Subprime crisis actually crashed pretty much everything. It crashed everything, okay guys? So now the person who buys high and sell low, they're gonna come here, then they're gonna start dropping, they're gonna be like, oh my God, get out, the stock is dropping, okay? Now, Pfizer pays a 3.82% dividend, guys. So what that means is that as you're dropping and they're still continuing to pay you dividends, you're able to buy more Pfizer as it goes down, okay? So that's how you're really compounding on your gains. So now when it starts to go up again, the people who stayed in and just reinvested their dividends and rode out this storm all the way down to $12 a share from about $44 a share. You can pick it up at 12 and you rode this rebound all the way up with all your dividends. That's some serious cash. That's building wealth, guys. That's not building income, that's building wealth. Okay? All right? So just bear that in mind on why it's so important to reinvest dividends and not be worried about things like the next subprime crisis, whatever that is. Okay? You guys should welcome that and use that to get stocks on sale, plain and simple, right? It's like seeing a beautiful suit in the window or a beautiful dress in the window. You know, it costs, you know, $800, and all of a sudden you're walking by that window again. All of a sudden that dress is on sale for $500. Would you guys be more inclined to buy that dress? No. Same thing with the stock. Okay, no, okay, I'm getting some no's. All right, maybe that was a bad example. Okay, $80. Maybe that was a bad example. But so it's basically just buying stocks on sale, right, guys? So you guys should welcome those market drops. Those are opportunities. Okay, if you're a long-term buyer and holder, those are great, great, great opportunities. Okay. The other reason why that's a great opportunity is because it allows you to buy by the bulk, right? The way to build wealth in the stock market, guys, is to buy by the bulk. You can start out small, buy, you know, a dozen, 2 dozen shares. But if you really want to make it well, you buy by the bulk. You don't buy 30, 40, 50 shares. That builds you income. You buy 300, 400, 500 shares. That engineers you wealth. Okay, guys, and there's a big difference, right, with all that dividend compounding that I mentioned earlier. You'll build a wealth doing that. Okay.
Is there a threshold that you would say is equal among the different types of stocks? Like
Threshold as opposed to
about what you would.
Well, okay, so all right, Tesla costs about $530 a share. That's very, very expensive, right? So most people are not going to go out and buy 500 shares of Tesla, okay? Because that's a ton of money you're about to fork over, right? But now the battery technology that this gentleman had mentioned, there's, you know, stocks out there that trade for $5 to $10 per share, right? So you can pick up shares by the bulk. So that threshold that you're talking about is dependent on the share price. It really is just that simple.
It doesn't depend on the sector? Or...
It doesn't depend on the sector, yeah, no. There are certain stocks in certain sectors that trade for quadruple digit share prices, and in that same sector, single digit share prices. It all depends on the stock. All right, excellent question. That's a great, great, great question.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there any way to generate wealth without participating in the misery of other people?
When you say participate, okay, be a little more specific with the misery of other people.
Let's use Pfizer as an example.
Okay.
And we'll use Pfizer as an example of general pharma stock.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 2008 took everybody down and everything down. And it was pretty brutal for a lot of people. And you used that as an opportunity to buy pharma stock.
Well, okay, so I just use Pfizer as an example.
No,
so buy any stock.
I'm using it as a broad example too.
Right.
So you saw that one of the things that went down that seemed unrelated to the subprime crisis is pharma stock. So that seems like a really good thing to do, right? It's not related to the subprime crisis. It's not related to people being encouraged to buy mortgages they can't afford or pay for, etc. So now you bought bulk in this really cheap pharma stock. Well, now fast forward 10 years, what do we have? We have an opioid addiction crisis, and now you are a participant in that.
Well, okay, all right. Okay, that's a fair point. Absolutely fair point. So,
I'm sorry?
Yeah, sorry, were you going to?
How could you predict that? I'm not saying that you can, but I'm asking if it's possible to generate wealth without participating in other people's misery.
I think it's like
It's hard.
the lady on the said if you invest like in the fake meat resources for that industry.
Right, okay, so but you could invest in the fake meat industry, but nobody knows what's in the Beyond Burger.
Yeah, I don't care.
You cannot get a list of their ingredients. Great, it's plant-based.
Could you invest in a company where you could get their ingredients?
Perhaps you could, and the answer may just be yes, you can, but only if you're willing to do an obscene level of research.
Right,
in which case, then the question is that obscene level of research
Worth it.
Worth it, exactly. I mean, battery technology is another really good example. It's great, except that the Prius battery is one of the dirtiest batteries on the planet.
They do pollute, yeah, and they're making batteries a lot cleaner in these days, that is true. But yeah, you know, like any industry has pros and cons, okay, every single one. Because it's very, very difficult to answer because, you know, there are socially irresponsible companies, there are companies that are not so socially irresponsible, right? The same thing you can say of Amazon and how they work their workers, you know.
Walmart is another one.
Walmart's another one, you know.
Tom's shoes.
Yeah, Tom's shoes.
Like, it's a moral compass, like if you're gonna do that, but like basically anything, you have to research everything.
Yeah, you have to research everything, you know, and see, some are looking for profitability, and growth. So it's very, very difficult.
I'm as materialistic as the next person, and I want to build wealth as much as anybody else. But I
Right,
guess,
you don't want to do it at the expense of,
at least not, obviously.
yeah,
Well,
understood.
wasn't there like a whole thing how, right when everything became public, everyone, like, especially when I was in finance school, where it was just like, shareholders, they are the speaking voice of the company. And then the company became, even, yeah, you're right, I think what you're talking about is more like in the employees, how the company then treats the employees, and it's always been a substandard, secondary thought for a lot of these. But
Absolutely, yeah.
I think capitalism has a lot to do with that.
Yep. You know, there are socially responsible ETFs. They're out there, and you can find them, that invest in like Costco. I hear Costco is very socially irresponsible. Pinterest is another one that apparently has, I've heard raving reviews on how socially irresponsible they are. So, you know, you can find an ETF that actually does that. Sorry?
Trader Joe's?
Yeah, Trader Joe's,
Greatest-
great company.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where I do all my grocery shopping.
Trader Joe's is not public, is it?
Trader Joe's isn't public, unfortunately. Yeah, no, so you can't invest in that. Yeah, Wegmans.
No,
Yeah,
is it fun?
right. So they're out there, and it's just on the mix that you want to go, you know, yeah, I'm all about social irresponsibility, absolutely. But, you know, right now, what I'm looking for is, like I said, widest demographic reach and a game changer, okay? So, moving right along, and I'm sorry, I hope I was able to answer your question at least a little bit. I know it's a very difficult one to answer, but there are socially irresponsible companies out there. You have to just do your own research, and you know, like I said, that stock app that I showed you, when I showed you all those articles, that'll help you define and make the right choice for you. And you know, these industries, guys, they're always constantly evolving, right? You always have to keep pace of how fast these industries are evolving. You know, there was a time where, you know, medical marijuana was frowned upon, and now look, right? We see it in a lot of our day-to-day operations. We see it in a lot of these companies, you know. So guys, moving right along, though, the last point that I wanted to mention is that when you guys build up these portfolios, you know, you can even rent your stock out. There's methods where you can actually even rent your stock out back to the market maker. Similar to how you have a spare bedroom and you put it up on Airbnb, well, you can literally rent your stock back out to the market maker and generate what is known as premium. Now, that's a whole other animal, and if you guys want to contact me, I can tell you guys more about that. But that just, you know, so just there's many ways that you can do with this account to really build this up and really put this account to work for you. Okay, guys?
Can you
Yes.
just give us like a quick, what are you talking about?
Okay, so, okay, I'll make it really, really quick, and I'll try and make it as easy as possible, okay? It's called covered call writing, okay?
Covered?
So, covered call writing, okay? So you buy your shares in lots of 100, okay? Each contract is 100 shares. So what you can do is you can tell the market maker that if my stock hits this price, you can have that stock. But if it doesn't, you have to pay me a premium. And they'll pay you a premium right off the bat. That premium is yours, period. That's like your rent for you renting out that stock, okay? That's as simple as I can put it. I can
Are
get
they
more.
like putting those into funds? Is that
No,
what
no, no, they're not putting it into anything, it's just you're renting it back to the market maker. The market maker sold you your stock, your 100 shares of Microsoft, okay? But now you can literally turn it back around and rent it back to the market maker.
Is this the same, is this, what's the person that no one wants to buy the stock, but you want to sell it? Is that the market maker or is that the dealer? What's that one bank that's called that? Do you know what I'm referring to?
I'm sorry, say that again.
So-
Intermediary?
So to make the
It's like
stock
an
market work,
Mhm.
so to make like people wanting to sell or buy, at any given time, there's always that one main bank, I believe it's called, or whatever it is, but it's called something. Is that the market maker?
Essentially the market maker,
The market
yeah.
maker, so
Yeah.
they'll always sell, they'll always buy.
Yeah, they're the
regardless of
intermediary
climate
in
of the
between
stock
buyers
market.
and sellers.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just that simple.
And you didn't go over this, but everything that you gain is taxable, even through the renting?
Yes. Well, so everything that you gain is taxable, guys, and this is another thing. This is why the proponent of buy and hold forever works so well, because you pay less in taxes. If you hold your stock for longer than a year, you pay that much less taxes. I believe it's about 5 to 10% less than if you hold it for within a year. So once again, all the more reason why you should buy and hold forever or until you need the money. You get tax advantages, yes.
I'm sorry, you pay the year you purchase, correct?
Well, you pay when you sell. When you buy, you're not paying any taxes on anything. It's when you sell and you cash out on those capital gains, you get taxed on the capital gain amount, right? So you buy $100 worth of stock, it goes up to $120. You sell all $120, you get taxed on that $20. That's your capital gain.
But you can also deduct your losses. and it's
Yeah.
three grand still, and then you
Exactly.
can roll that over if you
Exactly,
have
yeah, you can use
to, if you wanted to.
you can use stock market losses also to minimize your tax burden as well, all right? Guys, so in effect, so yes, sorry, you have another question?
Bitcoin counted under these?
Bitcoin is taxable, yes. Don't ever think that any security, yeah, no, and that's fine, that's a perfectly valid question, because a lot of people were wondering about that. I bought Bitcoin also, you do have to pay taxes on it. Yes, it's like any other capital gain security. You have to pay taxes on it. Don't think that the IRS is like, oh yeah, well, we'll let Bitcoin go through. You don't have to pay taxes, go right ahead, make your millions, go buy your Lamborghini. No, you have to pay taxes on it, like any other asset. Yeah, yes.
It's a general question.
Yes.
Something to come on, in terms of 401ks, index funds, all of that stuff. Whenever I've sat down with the broker to TD Ameritrade, et cetera, the question comes to me, what is your comfort level? And of course,
Meaning
my
risk
answer,
tolerance?
I'm sorry.
Risk tolerance? When you say
Risk
comfort level,
tolerance.
they're asking you about your risk tolerance.
There you go.
Yes.
And my response always is, how much am I willing to lose?
It's a good response.
Because it is a thing. My brother has a bunch of money in stocks for retirement, et cetera, and he said, okay, let's be aggressive this quarter, and lost $7,000. And we went back and said, let's not be aggressive anymore. So that's the question, is what's the correct response?
Do you know what he invested in? Just out of curiosity?
I do not know.
It's hard to answer. Okay, yeah.
Is managing this.
Yeah, guys, be careful about brokers, okay? A lot of brokers, they're in the market to sell you products, not necessarily to make you money. Brokers have relationships with certain funds, so they want to pitch you certain funds without really understanding if this fund is the right fund for you, right? That's why, like, Vanguard's a great broker. They have very, very low cost fees, and they don't need your business, they value it, so like they're more willing to like be like, okay, well, this plan is right for you, it might not be right for you, but we'll devise your own plan, but for her, this is what we're gonna do. So be careful about brokers too, because sometimes they're in the business of selling products, right? So your brother, you know, in whatever he had invested in, might have been, I can't really answer that because I don't know what fund he was in.
Very, very tough to
You know what I mean? And that's why I asked you, like, what did he buy?
For me, I'm very conservative, so,
Absolutely.
you know, I have not a very clear picture of when I'm going to retire.
Right.
Probably just before I'm dead, but, you know, it'll be.
You and everybody else, don't worry. Don't
So
worry.
it's,
Yeah.
I'm more the
Yeah.
buy and hold.
Right, absolutely, and that's smart, yeah. And guys, the beauty of this is that hopefully doing this and constantly adding to it, like automate it, guys, make it habitual, like you pay your cell phone bill, like you pay your Netflix bill, like you pay your mortgage. Set aside money to do this every month. Doesn't matter if it's 50 bucks or it's $100. You will see this compound, and hopefully one day you can speed up your retirement, at least move the finish line a little closer, right? Nobody who wants to work till 70, 75. That's not why we were put here. We were put here to enjoy life. Okay, so doing something like this will help you guys move that finish line closer. Okay, I believe you had a question?
Is there any fund that's off limits to an individual without a broker, or
Sorry, say that again.
is
I didn't
there
understand
any
your
fund
question.
or stock that's off limits that, as an individual, using a new trade?
Well, yes, so you're allowed to buy stocks and funds that are traded on US stock exchanges, right? So like if there's a fund that's traded on like, let's say the Nikkei 225, like an Indian stock market, we as Americans wouldn't be able to buy that. Now, we would be able to buy into an ETF that maybe monitors some sort of India indice, but like, yeah, you're restricted to this, basically the citizenship of your own country. So that's why it's hard for foreigners to come in and buy, you know, whatever stocks we have. Like here's a great idea of Saudi Aramco. It's actually it's a $2 trillion valued company. It's actually the world's most valued company. Apple is now number 2. It's actually Saudi Aramco. None of us can buy it. It's on the Saudi Stock Exchange.
Yeah, but that's okay, it's the Saudi government.
Yeah, well, it's fine. Right, it is the Saudi government, but I'm saying that some people might still want to buy into it. You know,
Okay.
I mean, right? Like, okay, for instance, Alibaba, another game changer. Alibaba, it's China's Amazon, right? Nobody mentioned Alibaba. It's China's eBay, Amazon, and PayPal all rolled into one. It's a great, great, great company. I bought it on day one, and I plan on holding that forever. Another one, see, fortunately, that list, I believe, on the New York Stock Exchange, so we can all buy that. So I hope I answered your own question. So you're limited to what's traded on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ.
All right.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.